What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. For any first time viewers, I'm Jesse, and today's going to be a little different. We're going to talk early screening of Shazam. Right off the bat, I absolutely loved this movie. I had a lot more energy earlier, but I accidentally fell asleep. I passed out on the couch when we got home. We saw a 7 o'clock showing. Got out about 9:30. Came home at 8 and accidentally fell asleep. I woke up to Karen playing Final Fantasy VII, and then I was helping her. We were trying to get Vincent, doing the whole safe part, not using the internet for any of the codes. We're just doing it all the right way. But anyway, still super excited about Shazam. I'll say this. For when everyone's talking about like movies being dark and serious or movies being funny, the whole Marvel and DC debate, this was a movie that was super fun and funny, but it felt like it was the right tone for this movie. When you got a 14, 15-year-old kid who gets all the superpowers you can imagine and is learning his way in this new stage of his life, it was awesome, and the comedy did not feel forced at all. This was actually an origin story that did not really feel like an origin story. It didn't feel like it was trying to do much than other make a really badass movie. I won't do any spoilers right here, but I'll let you guys know near the end. We will talk some spoilers. But these will be spoilers that if you're any type of DC fan, you should already know these things. Whether you like Shazam or you just been paying attention to all the things going on behind the scenes, but we'll get into that. First off, the kid who played Billy Batson was awesome. He wasn't in it very much. The character Shazam himself actually gets, or Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call him. I think we just go Shazam nowadays. He was in it more often than not. We'll say that. The bad guy was badass. They did a really good job. It did a really good job establishing the bad guy, Dr. Sylvana's backstory, his motives, why he is the way he is. I think he was menacing. He was badass when he was at full power and all that sort of. You'll see what I'm talking about. But they did a really good job establishing his little backstory without really digging into it. They did a good job with pacing. The movie just pushed straight through. There was never a part where you were just kind of waiting. Basically, it was good. It kind of like Venom's tempo. How Venom was one of those movies that just went. I think Shazam did much in the same. You fall in love with the foster home that Billy Batson ends up in. Each of the characters were cute or meaningful in their own way. Me and Karen really liked them. They did some really cool sort of like Easter eggs. Like this movie, it took fanfare within itself. Like it's kind of like how in the new Batman Rebirth comics, like there's a such thing as the Bat Burger, and Superman even jokes about the Super Burger was first, but basically in the Rebirth comics, all the Robins, like Nightwing, Red Robin, Damian, and Jason Todd, they all take Bruce to this fast food joint that's Batman themed. There's a bat suit in there. You can get your fries Jokerized, pisses Bruce off, that sort of thing. I really thought that was cool. And then this movie did the same thing. If you watch the trailers, so this ain't spoilers, but you've seen that the little boy, what was his name? Freddy? Yeah, the little boy Freddy. I keep wanting to say Eugene, but that's another little kid. The little boy Freddy You saw he had a batarang. You saw he had the bullet that had bounced off Superman. He's basically he's a fanboy of superheroes. He's the one who gets Billy on his feet with the whole superhero thing. A lot of what you've seen in the trailer is actually changed up and for the better within the movie. Really good soundtrack in this movie, really fun. Uh, Not in like a lighthearted way. I mean, it was the perfect fun. Uh, but I thought it was really cool. You'll see at times Freddy's wearing an Aquaman shirt. He's wearing a Batman shirt. He's wearing a Superman shirt. And there's constant little tag or callbacks to those characters within the movie. You basically get the sense that these characters live with superheroes in their news. They've heard about them. They know of them. That sort of thing. Really good. And one other fun thing is this ain't too big of a much of anything, but this is definitely it's a Christmas movie. So it's gonna be one of those ones kind of like Die Hard. You're gonna watch it at Christmas time. It's gonna be an extra reason to watch it at least once a year. Uh, we'll definitely be getting it as soon as we can. We might even go see it again. I don't know yet. But I would say the casting in the movie was absolutely perfect. The Zachary Levi, this was the role that he was born to play, as they're saying. He is the dopest Shazam. I can't wait to see if DC can pull it together and get these characters together. Uh, there is a lot of things going on at Warner Brothers right now. If you follow any type of news, you'll see what's going on with the CEO, and there's talks about Zack Snyder coming back. I know Zack Snyder just had his con event at the art school, but let's leave all that out. Shazam was a nice follow up to Aquaman. Let's say that Aquaman was badass and it was awesome. Shazam is basically the same way, not on the same scale as Aquaman, because Aquaman had like an all out war go on in it. But Shazam was definitely like this. I want to say cute origin story, but I don't want that to discourage people. I want people to like go into this with the highest expectations they possibly can, and this movie's gonna meet all of them. I remember when they first showed like behind the scenes footage, you first saw the Shazam suit, everyone was talking shit about how it looked and this and that. I'll tell you now, that Shazam suit is probably one of the dopest DC suits yet. I mean, it's right up there with Batman and Superman. And, I mean, the textures on his red suit, the cape, the glowing, it was perfect. This movie did some really cool work with grounding the character in reality. You're gonna see that. I won't tell you what's happening in it, but just know that. For me, it doesn't take much for me to give a movie a 5 out of 5 when I love this stuff to begin with. But if I don't like some, I would definitely say, it's a 4, it's a 3. But for me, this movie was a 5 out of 5. Like, I'm hearing, not that I trust Rotten Tomatoes at all, but when I was leaving the movie and I jumped on social media, I saw that a lot of other people have been seeing this early. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 97. I would say that's justified. That's definitely where this movie should be. I think this movie's going to be ultimately super successful. The only thing I'm a little disappointed is why do we not have a hot toy mentioning of the movie? They have not mentioned any merchandise. I mean, they already got Hellboy promos up. It's almost like everyone has left this movie off to the side. Like Hot Topic doesn't have any merchandise of it really. They have like 2 shirts, which is weird. When you go to the store, you can find 3 different Shazams. You can find the multiverse Shazam. You can find these awesome toys. I really wish when I was a kid, I wish these would have been around, where you can get basically a 12-inch toy of every character. They're super basic. I mean, he's even got this little cape. It's really not that bad. Doesn't have the gold trim or anything on it. But he's super texturized, if you can see. But yeah, it's almost like this movie's kind of went under the radar for the mainstream. I know we're all super excited about it, but I think we need a Prime 1 statue of Zachary Levi as Shazam. Definitely need something there. They could make a really dope statue of him. I think we need a Hot Toy. And then I think Hot Toys could make multiple toys for this movie. You know, I'll leave that there. But yeah, loved the movie. I don't know what else to say without spoilers, because there's stuff I really want to talk about, and we'll do so. We'll count it down, and I'm gonna mention it. So if you listen to it beyond this part, it's not my fault. It'll be your fault for doing so. But anyway, guys, I give the movie a 5 out of 5. I hope you all go see it. I hope you extremely enjoy it as much as we all did. Even my mom and grandma. We take them to a lot of these superhero movies. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. And then my buddy came, and he's not into this stuff at all, and he loved it as well. But let's count it down right here. Spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. No turning back. If you're still here, it's not my fault. Not my fault one bit. Alright. So I don't know about you guys. I don't know how much you know about the character Captain Marvel, or Shazam as we call him nowadays. But like all good toys, they spoil movies if you pay attention. All you have to do is look at this Funko Pop, or even know what these are. And when you flip it over on back, you see all of his family orphaned as Shazam's. You see it right there. This might be a spoiler for some, but I was just waiting for when it was going to happen in the movie. I couldn't believe it was going to happen, but I was waiting for when it happened. And if you guys actually remember the, what was it? It's like the Shazam Power Hour, or Archer even makes mention to it in that episode where he has amnesia. But there was an old TV show, I want to say real old, maybe 70s, 80s, probably 70s, where you see Billy Batson and his whole family. They call him Captain Marvel then, but everyone morphs into Shazams. This, just like when the Lego figurines did the Giant Man instead, Ant-Man, Giant Man, they ruined that. We knew that was going to happen in Civil War. These toys, and then the basic little toys that are going to come out of him, you can get the whole family as Shazams. I will tell you now, that was a really dope part in the movie. I don't know if you guys know Flashpoint, but it's cool because all those little kids actually form one person, Shazam. That was a unique take on it. But in this, we get the full Shazam family. Really cool that they did that. And then Karen and I were also waiting for a cameo that everyone should know was coming. But at the very end of the movie, spoiler alert, don't know if you guys want to hear it. So if you don't, tune out now. There's a call to Superman. You see the Superman suit, you see the symbol, but we never see his face. It's almost like we know that Henry Cavill had scheduling conflicts. We know that The Witcher and the Superman stuff collided, and there's that big stuff about, is Henry Cavill Superman? They're saying that they wanted Superman to make an appearance in Shazam, pull like one of the Marvel style callback scenes, a sting, I guess you could say. But in this one, the Superman suit makes an appearance, and he's in it, but you don't see his face. So that to me means that someone else got in the Superman suit and acted out the little walk he did. And I mean, this is scary for a DC fan, DCEU fan, huge DCEU fan. To me, there's no Marvel in DC. There's only DC, and I'll watch some Marvel here and there. And it scares me. Like, I was super excited to see him. Karen and I's eyes were tearing up the whole movie. But it made me nervous. Like, it was almost like Superman could be replaceable. But I'm one of the first people to say Henry Cavill's our Superman, and he's going nowhere. Because, I mean, he seems to want to be Superman. His agent, Danny Garcia, has stated the cape still hangs in his closet. I've been saying it all this time. I'm even saying that I think Ben Affleck is going to stay our continuity Batman. I think we'll have a younger Batman for those movies, and I'm thinking Ben is going to stay for whatever comes next, but I could be wrong. I may be wishful thinking. I may be not letting go. Look at right here. This Ben Affleck is beautiful. He's the best Batman we've ever had. But Karen loved seeing Superman in the movie, and I loved it too, but it worried me. I was just like, oh, jeez. Like, no face. But I think it's just scheduling conflicts. I don't know about that, but the scene was so good. Every single thing they did in this movie just elevated it. Like, it was so good. I can't even tell you. You're just going to have to go see it. This is not one you want to sit out and wait for. I literally teared up. My eyes got so watery when his whole family turned into basically protectors, Shazams. It was adorable. It was incredible. Especially like you see each of the adults that played those parts captured the little kids perfectly. It was awesome. But I think it was really cute because when Freddy transforms, you see him drop his crutch. He's this big buff guy. And he mentions in the movie about how like he absolutely wishes it was him. He is jealous, but when he gets it, it's just so heartwarming. It just crushes. Gives me goosebumps talking about it. I don't know if you can see that. But I'll leave it there, guys. There's not much else I could say. Maybe we'll all talk about it once everyone sees the movie. But if you made it this far, thank you for tuning in and watching this. I hope this was something you wanted to see. I'll do more of these. I mean, this was fun doing this. But as always, guys, keep loving what you love. Keep buying comic books. Keep buying toys. I always say keep buying toys, but we're not really talking about toys here. But run out. Go get some Shazam toys. Support this movie. We want more of this. We want to see Zachary Levi reprise this role again and again. But anyway, guys, have a good night. Have a good day. You'll see this about 7 or 8 in the morning. I'll upload it right when I'm done here. But please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, and keep buying toys.